What's up, y'all? Welcome to Hustle Class. It's your boy Jermaine.
And it's your boy Slow Stroking, you know me.
Yes, I'm here with Eon. I got a little tear in my eye. My boy leaving me. You feel me?
I said this is the last episode of this season, boy. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
season one. But Eon might have a little something in the works. You
I
feel me?
definitely will. I'm actually like working on getting that set up right now. Once I get my platforms together, but yeah.
All right, so tune in. We're gonna drop all the details for the show on here, so we can keep connected with Eon. Everything has been really gravy and Gucci with Eon. Lots of informative. Topics and everything for everybody who's been listening. So, we've always kept our, contact information in the bio of the show so that you can feel free to reach out and get the knowledge that you're seeking and get the support that you need. So, we're going to keep that up.
Always.
Yeah. So, as a part of the final episode for the season, Eon and I kind of, we met about a year ago and, we formed a quick relationship and then, we decided we were going to be roommates. And so we decided to talk about, roommates and, financial stuff in regards to roommates, as well as just, I guess, living with somebody. So, I'm going to let Eon, handle that real quick. So go ahead, bro.
Alright, so like there's several things that I feel like is kinda necessary to speak on in terms of, saving money fresh out of college or whether you didn't go to college at all, you're trying to get into your profession, you know what I'm saying? There's so many ways that you need to properly figure out how to cut certain costs and get yourself right. So, you think I should just dive right into the joint?
Yeah, I agree with what you said. So that's the idea behind getting a roommate. That's like the foundation, like to cut costs. Like,
Yeah.
ideally everybody would kind of do their own thing, but in
Right.
reality, it just helps.
Right. So, I can just dive right into that joint. So, I think the first thing that I would like to mention is like the main point I just made. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to cut costs. So, cutting costs could mean many things, but in this situation, when you're so new to the world, you don't know what costs you need to cut. And so I guess I should go to the second point because the first point, well, point one 2.0. So the point that I'm trying to make is all right. So you have you're trying to figure out what your expenses are and what costs you need to cut. But in the process of that, you need to give yourself an opportunity to cut costs, even if you can't cut costs. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you have no home or you have no way to pay for anything. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes cutting costs can be a critical thing, or cutting costs could be an optional thing. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's me cleaning up, the bit of mumbling I was just doing like a few moments ago. But so cutting costs could be a few reasons, but in our case, it wasn't so much as, oh, we were trying to, we had no other option. It was just most of the thing we were like, all right, well, why pay this much when you don't have to, you know what I'm saying? So having a housemate or roommate, whatever you wish to present it to be or interpret it as, one thing, you know what I'm saying, you split everything down the middle. And by splitting everything down the middle, you kind of get a sense of, oh, okay, so how much does this cost if it was just me? You know what I'm saying? Fresh out of college, you know what I'm saying? In your tuition, you know what I'm saying? You pay for your room and board.
Hmm.
Or in your parents' crib, like for me, I never lived on campus. So in my parents' crib, you know what I'm saying? I never paid for, to live there. I would just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, anybody ask me for money? Hey, you got it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least
Yeah.
I can do. But now in this situation where you're new to the world, you're actually, what I'm saying, learning what costs are, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
who would have known, like, okay, you got renter's insurance, then after that you got to pay for your internet, you got what else? The internet,
Electricity,
yeah, the energy
water.
bills, utility like water, then you got garbage and sewage and disposal.
Yep.
um you know what I'm saying? If you have a pet, you got to pay extra for the pet.
Hmm.
Then you got to buy your food.
Groceries.
Right. Then you gotta pay for, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well, I have this Wi-Fi, but I need this Wi-Fi because
Yep.
I want to game or I want to be able to stream, you know what I'm saying, audio or
Hmm.
video, at a consistent, pace, at a consistent pace. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Good speed. So
Yeah, furniture. I'm about to get furniture. I'm
yeah,
gonna have to
yeah,
figure
yeah.
it out. So yeah. So yeah, you gotta get taxed. Like at the end of the day, you gotta spend that bread, to live independently. And so, luckily for us, we had set up ourselves in a way where we were, moderately prepared, if not greatly prepared to,
Mm-hmm.
make that happen. But it's something to think about, especially for those of you who listening who are still, in college. Like you really need to stack that bread now. You never know what your circumstances might be. You might be moving to a new state for a job, or you
Right.
might just be leaving the house, just because, it's no longer a place where you can really like grow to your fullest potential.
Right. Sometimes you want your significant other around. You know what I'm
You
saying? And you don't want nobody knocking on your door. Hey, what you doing in there? Nothing. Watching TV. That's it. I swear that's it. But open the door. I can't.
I can't open the door.
I
Yo.
can't. I ain't trying to go back out there, even though they want me to go out there. Let me stop.
You see, this is one of the things I'm gonna miss. We had a lot of great jokes, lots of fun, lots of great energy. We were supporting each other, giving each other talking about things that we were both going through, or just like, oh, can you pick this up? Oh, can you get this? Oh, can you scoop me from here? Oh, can I ride with you to this? Like lots of like camaraderie.
Do you have barbecue sauce?
Yeah, barbecue sauce and ketchup. Like
rice,
that's one of the things.
Anything.
Rice.
Yeah, like
we might cook and like might share the food. Like I might, make an African dish. Be like, yo, you want to try it?
Sometimes,
sometimes we collab. Like Ian and I, like our ribs. Like I mean, I'm sorry.
Yo,
you can't compare. You can't compete. I'm sorry.
Yo, those ribs are the way Jermaine be seasoning that joint, son,
yeah,
and then the way
Ian put it in the oven, bro.
Son,
the right way, bro. It's just
it's
effortless and like it hits every time, bro.
Every single time, a straight missile from NASA.
Right, and you see what's cool about this is me and Ian a year ago didn't know each other. Literally, a year ago we didn't know each other, and it's like now we have sort of like a bond, a brotherhood, where we kind of like can look out for each other and check on each other, and we have the jokes, bro. Like there's lots of jokes. So not only is there financial benefit, but also like kind of like just a life and like camaraderie, like your boy or your brother or your sister type of energy that you can get with your roommate after having that relationship with somebody.
And also fortunately for us, you know what I'm saying, we actually were good, good roommates, because it's a lot of people who have like housemates or roommates that they don't get along with for many reasons. But right now I think it's a good time to give those reasons, you know what I'm saying, to give those things off. So to avoid having a terrible roommate, me and Jermaine, we went over, you know what I'm saying, first day steps. First day we went over, you know what I'm saying, like not steps but rules, house rules. So I know for me, one house rule that I gave was, okay, I don't really, you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't want parties in the crib. What was one rule that you proposed?
Man, I don't even know one rule that I proposed that I guess like I just brought to the forefront. I can't even think about it, but yeah, I don't know. I was like, I mean, I said stuff like, oh, like if I have food, like you can like feel free to like, you know what I'm saying, have some. Like that's something that it should be outlined in a rule, so like your roommate doesn't feel like weird about it. You know what I'm saying? But even then, he still would ask me. But you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's good to also say some of the stuff that I guess you're willing to kind of like share with your roommate. That's cool. But I can't really think of like a rule that I really like had, honestly.
I mean, I feel like communication was like one.
Communication was A1. I think it was kind of like we had a mutual understanding that we would always communicate with each other openly and honestly. Like sometimes I'd be like, yo, Eon, X, Y, and Z. He'd be like, nah, Brian really feeling it. Sometimes, vice versa. And like sometimes I'd be like, oh, Eon this. He'd be like, oh, okay, that's cool. Or like, oh, like, you know what I'm saying? Or I might be home a little late, so whoop whoop. Or like, just little cues and communication kind of made everything really stable, because he was never in the dark. I was never in the dark. We was always kind of like letting each other know everything. So
and sometimes like with that communication, like that one situation where you know what I'm saying that like certain, not that situation, but it's like certain things. Like say if you have somebody like coming to visit, you know what I'm saying. It's cool that you can have like people visit. You know what I'm saying. Like always let your roommate know. But like say if you got somebody visiting for like 2 months at a time, like all right, so my homeboy gonna come over, my homegirl gonna come over and stay here for like a month. It's like, dang, son, like, you don't want to say no because it's like, you know what I'm saying? You pay bills here too, but at that point, now you have a third person, you know what I'm saying, using the electricity while you at work, while we're both at work. You have a third person, taking a shower. You have a third person, you know what I'm saying, that puts the other person out of their comfort zone, like,
They
you know what
can't
I'm
move
saying?
freely in the
Yeah,
crib the way they
yeah,
want to
like,
move.
yeah. So
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
it's just sometimes it's an inconvenience, but if it's like for a short period of time, cool. But like those extended periods of times, like, you know what I'm saying, you just want to make sure, like, okay, you're seeing eye to eye with the person that you're living with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
So it's good to make that, like, have that open communication where you're able to, like, and don't be like shy, because at the end of the day, it's your living space. What me and Eon, I think we touched on, like, not on this episode, but individually, is kind of like imagine like you didn't feel like empowered to really tell the person, like, you weren't really feeling that.
yeah,
Now you're walking through your house mad for no reason because you didn't just voice out your opinion and how you felt, and y'all could have talked about it.
Yeah,
and you could have really told the person, like, yo, this is just really how I feel, and since I pay rent just like you, this is how, you know what I'm saying? So just communication is key, and don't be like intimidated by communicating, because you pay bills too.
Exactly.
Keep that in mind. Y'all have equal weight, so you have a voice. Like, don't feel like, you can't speak to your roommate just because maybe, you're not trying to step on toes, yada yada. You pay bills. You have to be comfortable in your living area. That's why you live in kind of like away from, like, maybe even home, to be able to like live in your freest, like, be your true self. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all keep that communication open.
So far we got the, you know what I'm saying, you set your house rules, you know what I'm saying, off the bat. It's actually a little better to set your house rules prior to signing a lease. Set your house rules, you know what I'm saying, make sure y'all can agree on those terms, you know what I'm saying. If you gotta get in writing, get in writing, you know what I'm saying. After that, make sure you have somebody that you actually trust, living with. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, it just happens over a short period of time where you're like, all right, well, we need somewhere to move next month. You good to do that? Can you afford this? Can you afford that? Yeah. But I mean, during that time, you could put forth that extra effort. You know what I'm saying? See if you guys should trust each other. Me and Jermaine, we both have security clearances, so I kind of wouldn't expect anything too wild from him or vice versa, because we both have a certain level of
we have a
social standard to live up to.
You
know what I'm saying? So we just can't act wild even if we want to. Like, it just, because it's not worth losing what, $40 or $30 extra $1,000, you know what I'm saying, off of our salary by losing our clearance, or however much, you know what I'm saying, that could deduct from our salary, you know what I'm saying, by being on certain programs or whatever. So and that's money that we could use to trade a live. So, you know what I'm saying?
But we be in the markets. You need market money.
Like, what that Shorty Long say? Shorty Long song. Hello. Yeah, but so then you have that. All right, so you have the rules. You have your communication. You have your what else? What else could I say that you would do? Dang.
What you would do to set up?
We definitely did go house shopping.
Yeah, we went house shopping. Like, he let me know what he had to bring to the table, so I also, looked at stuff like, okay, what are you missing? Because so when we were coming to live here, like, Eon has like furniture and like stuff that I don't have, because I've never really had to, like, I've never had anything like that, because I just always lived on a college campus where everything was provided, right? So when I was coming in, Eon was like, oh, I have like a table, I have like sofas, I was like literally like, okay, what do you not have that I could get? So it's like, okay, well, we don't have a trash can, like, or we don't have like a Swiffer, like, there's certain stuff that we still needed. I was like, since you handling all this, I'll just like get all that extra stuff, so I can kind of try to meet you halfway. So trying to meet your roommate halfway when it comes to the stuff for the crib is going to be very important.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that you kind of like balance it out a little bit. It might still be a little imbalanced, but I mean, that just shows like you're trying to be a good roommate by actually like contributing something to the space that y'all living in. Like,
most definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think my advice. Dang, son, I hate it. I shouldn't have took this ink pen out of my pocket, because it made me lose all track of my thoughts, son. But dang, son, I don't know. I gotta come back to that.
All right, I got one advice, so I'll do it real quick. But my word of advice would be, like I was saying, like, me and Eon have kind of like looked out for each other a lot, like, in terms of like communication. Like, oh, did you like at first when we were at work, like something like, oh, there's a meetup for these people. Did you get the email or did you get the text that, oh, these people are meeting up, just like socially? Or like when we come home, like, I don't know, like, oh, I'm even trying to think of like an example, but like, oh, Jermaine, like, you left like the rice cooker on, or like, oh, da da da. So just like having that communication, so that you're making sure that you're helping somebody else be a better roommate, and you're also just kind of looking out, just, because I might have not meant to do something, and so if he lets me know that, like, you know what I'm saying, or like just asking your roommate to contribute in a certain regard, like, oh, like, dang, like, we both worked out together. Like, but every time I'm sweeping the floor, like, you can sweep the floor too. It's like, yeah, I can. So then it's like, kind of like just having that open communication. So we're both meeting each other halfway and like really working together. And like, but like when Eon's working out, he'll be like, Jermaine, you wanna work out with me? Like he got me to like kind of work out like during quarantine. Like I was very lazy. But my roommate was like, yo, like come with me and let's like get this working. And it was like, all right, cool. And like it's really benefited me, it's really helped me. And that's something that he was able to help me with, like my workout journey type thing. So just try to be a good roommate. Like try to like just really like foster that good intention between y'all. Like it'll go a long way.
That's valid. But the thing that I just remembered the thing I was gonna say was my advice is to find something that you and your housemate or roommate, whatever, can bond over. You know what I'm saying? Like for me and Jermaine, it was a few things. We had mutual friends. We had mutual friends from work. We worked at the same company. We both are electrical engineers, and then we also did the finance joint. So hustle class, you know what I'm saying? Jermaine's idea was to start the podcast, and I was blessed enough to hop on for like, you know what I'm saying, however many episodes. I think this episode 14. Yeah, 14 episodes. That's crazy because that's 14 weeks, son. That's 14 weeks. Time flew, son. But I mean, it felt like we just started this joint like last month. But yeah, so find something that you and your housemate can bond over, because that just makes the comfort level a bit more, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Higher.
It'd be cool. Like it's because when you might even get excited for your roommate to come over for you to give him like to get him hip to whatever y'all already like bond over. Like I'll come home and y'all be like, yo, the market was crazy, like yada 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 woo woo, and I'll be like, yo, the market was terrible, and then like we'll like bond over it, you know what I'm saying? Or like just like, so it's nice because like also I'll have a situation where like I'll miss something like AMC. I wasn't even like really whatever. Eon was like, oh yeah, like nah, I bought like 100, and I was like, oh, I bet. So I went and did 100 too.
Yeah,
flipped it. Like it's just because we bonded over it. So when he told me, I was really attentive and open to it because that's something that we both had common ground on, and it helped me out in the end, like just by being able to bond over Eon with that. So
I mean, definitely find something to bond over, and it shouldn't be too much difficult after that. So I think that's a good place to stop for the whole housing situation, because you know what I'm saying, people don't feel discouraged about having a housemate or roommate. You know what I'm saying? You're young, you know what I'm saying, from 20 to 25, cool, whatever. Especially if you live in like a city area, or you want to live in a nice area, you know what I'm saying? Like we live next to one of the biggest outlet malls in Maryland, you know what I'm saying? And we live like minutes away from the airport and minutes away from work. So at that point, it kind of pays for itself, and
triple threat.
And it's nothing that would make me feel discouraged, you know what I'm saying, about where I live at and who I live with. So it's not that I have like 5 housemates or whatever, but no, it's just me and Jermaine, you know what I'm saying? So don't feel discouraged about having a housemate, you know what I'm saying? Don't worry about people saying, oh, well, you can't afford to live by yourself. No, son, I can. But it's like I'd rather learn how to spend that money than to just blow that money. You know what I'm saying? Like
facts.
Because if I would have got the place I wanted to get, I probably would be spending like $2,000 a month.
Yeah.
Not 2,000, but I probably spend for myself. For myself, I would be spending like $1,600-$1,700 a month. But
that's bread.
Exactly.
That's money that could stay in the pocket, like an extra bread that could stay in the pocket and could be used for other things.
So write down your expenses, you know what I'm saying, what you're willing to spend and everything like that. And then you know what I'm saying, like consult with somebody, you know what I'm saying? So but yeah, so you learned some new things this week. So let's hear about that joint.
I had a friend who was able to, make a big play in the market and, basically flip like I think it was a G flip to 30. How does that happen, you ask? Like, I was asking the same question because even for me, when I, get a call or a put on something, it doesn't flip like that.
Right.
So the goal is to kind of like spread out your calls. So for example, right, if you have if you think Boeing is going to do like crazy in like a week or like 2 weeks, what you can do is you can get like 4 different calls at 4 different prices, right? And then you have a target for each one that's closest to in the money. When you basically make close to your money back, or you make your money back, you sell it, take that out, and get another call that's more out the money or right above out the money of the the one above your list of 4, and you keep doing that until the play is kind of like, okay, I've made my profit, I can cut it. So then you start out with a G, and you split the G, let's say 250, 250, 250. When one turns to 500, you put it at the next one. And then when this one turns to this one, you flip it. Kept flipping up. And then one G turned to 30. And it was like, dang. And it was over the course of like a week. And keep in mind, no day trades had to be used because, he started off 4 on one day. Maybe the next day he sold 1 or 2. And then, so over the course of like 4 or 5 days. And so by the end of the week, and then after that, sad news, my man was feeling himself and decided to do more, and then lost a lot of the bread. Still is good, but he can't like do the unlimited day trades because he went below 25K, right? After he blew some of that bread.
Yeah.
But it stems from what I understood from that is like, if you can take 1,000 and make 30, don't get greedy and think, okay, now let me put in 20. You know what I'm saying? Like, you did 30 with a G. Try to do 30 with a G again. Try to be a little consistent. Maybe make it 2 Gs, but if you were to say, I did it with a G, now let me do it with 10, that's a really big jump, and it's very risky. You know what I'm saying? And at that point, you could have really finessed it because you would have been able to day trade. He could have been day trading every day, but now he can't because he came back down to 25K.
Yeah, like I made $4,000 off of how much? Like less than 300. It was like $200.
Mm-hmm.
I made $4,000 like a couple weeks ago, but me being greedy, waiting for a specific, price mark or whatever, not realizing that I was, over like
way
400% in profit. Yeah, like I was just like, nah, forget that. I'm waiting for this. But let another dude mess with you. It's like nah, but
that's the win. When you win like that, bro, you like, nah, I gotta stay in it 10 toes. But it's like, bro,
my mother ain't raised me like that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't about to go out like
I ain't about to go out like that. They say you tough, right?
Yeah.
You tough, right? You straight, you tough, right? Man, so it was interesting that he said that because I was able to understand how to better play an option. A lot of people who played this options game, like recently in this week, I fell to the trap of like focusing on too much at once, making like 5 different plays in 5 different companies and spreading it out so much that it's hard to follow, and 2, I wasn't able to dive deep into the play because I had to split my time between like 4.
Yeah.
But he focused on one play and just like, I have 4 here, sell this one, buy here. And as you keep buying those bigger premiums, those flip like quicker, those flip like faster. So he took the profit here and threw it there, and then it just kept on like butter. It was just churning like, and then next thing you know, 1 turns to 30. I was like, wow, like I was confused. I was like, there's no way you can, there's no way a G can turn to, it doesn't make sense. But then he made sense of it and showed me how that jump works. I was like, okay, so what my strategy moving forward is to focus on less plays and really, just another thing I had this week that kind of messed me up. I was focusing on, I was trying to beat the Fed.
Oh, and never do that.
Yeah, I was trying to beat the Fed and the Fed clapped me. Like,
that's
they
like,
were not rocking with me. Yo, they came out like Debo. They was not playing. The Fed snatched everything I had, bro. They was not playing with me. And it's because like,
I said, run me that card too.
Oh, the Fed, they gonna say something bad. Put on SPY.
Yeah.
They say something good. Okay. Oh, okay. I put a call on SPY.
It's
something bad.
It's too much to follow.
Too much to follow.
Because they can go on. They can go live any given moment.
Right.
Any time of the day, any time of the evening, they can go live and just start talking about stuff that won't even come to pass. But
100%. So I'm gonna just focus on individual companies and focus on really getting into the bag on like certain companies, seeing when something good is about to happen and really leveraging it, kind of like the way my man's did, and just.
I don't know if you realize that's great that he taught you that. I don't know if you realized, but I mean, about like a month and a half, 2 months ago, I was telling you that you were like, oh, I'm in this, and I'm in this, and that. I was like, son, I'm probably just gonna be doing like 1 or 2.
Yeah, that's what
companies,
you said.
like because what my dad taught me was the more you learn your company that you like, I mean, it'll just be better for you for many reasons. That's something that we could discuss off air, but son, it's like it's just my advice to the listeners. You know what I'm saying? Learn your companies. But,
yeah. I had the company learning when I had when I'm investing. For some reason with trading, I just went haywire. But I'm glad that I have people like Eon to really give me more game, so I can just focus my energy in the right directions. I appreciate that. I remember it was the GNUS play, right? Or that's not the one that you were.
That's the one that
that's the one that he was focusing, but you were focused on it. So you were up because you were focused.
I was. Yeah. But I mean, I was focused on like Avis.
Avis is another one. Yeah.
Yeah, but I be focusing. I focus on very few at a time. Like right now, the ones that I care about that's in my portfolio are probably like three.
Okay.
3 or 4. And right now, I'm not even worried about like the options trading on it. I'm just worried about. I don't care what my position is in it. I'm just trying to obtain my desired amount of shares.
Okay.
So I don't care what my position is like at this point. If my position average, if my average goes up, okay, I don't care. If it goes down, okay, cool, great. But at the end of the day, because I know exactly what I'm gonna do with that joint. So.
Smart. See that's E.
Yes, sir. Hey, y'all know me. So show ahead.
So I mean that's it honestly. Like I said, I got clapped heavy this week. Learned my lesson. And so yeah, I'll do better.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all will. Each week we get better and better. Not saying that each week we lose less, but each week we just get better because we learn more from life. So that's it for me. I mean, definitely, I'm gonna try to start my podcast. You know what I'm saying? Joint. I might actually record tomorrow. I might get Jermaine if he's up for it.
Oh yeah.
And doesn't mind. I actually might get a recording in my first episode recorded tomorrow with my good man Jermaine, and then y'all can hear from me from there. But
yes, sir. And we will have the new show for Eon. We'll have all the different links and everything in our descriptions for a while. You know, he kind of. He gave his life to the hustle class. You know what I'm saying?
I dedicated my life to the game.
To the game. Yeah. 14 episodes deep. So anytime Eon is back, you already know what time we on. We gonna have him on the show.
You definitely gonna hear hustle. You definitely gonna see hustle class links in my stuff. So you know what I'm saying. It's just a good partnership that I feel like shouldn't have to. You know what I'm saying? Go to an end, but it's just right now. It's just gonna be too difficult with distance. But I mean. It'll be good, y'all still gonna get same good content, you know what I'm saying? Like Jermaine, he's getting wiser by the day. I'm getting wiser by the day, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes wiser by the minute, but like it just depends on what we learn. So definitely be on the lookout for, you know what I'm saying, that joint coming out soon. It might drop this week, might drop next week, but it'll definitely be recorded this week as long as I get my man's help. So.
I say less. Alright, hustle class. It's been real.
Alright, hustle class. It's been valid.
Yeah. Peace.